Hello friends and hello student. In this session we learn the insert and display into data grid view and cancel button event. So let us start project C# window base and backend is a access. So just I share my laptop screen and here fix the position in my taskbar. There is a here Microsoft Visual Studio Express 2012 for Windows-based desktop edition is open, and I open project, that is option in file menu. So that is our project folder, and that is that file that I just double click. If you not watch my previous 5 video lecture in series, first is a welcome screen, then user login form, then MDA form design, then that employee master form design, and that class file and that user defined method. So first watch this video lecture and then you can understand this video lecture. So here we can directly start the add, save and cancel button. And let us start. First I select the auto generate. Whenever we click, that number is appear to here directly, so we can start. So in my previous demo lecture, some network problem, so I just revise simple in that we can take one class file, and that's the name class log is there, and that class log we can define two user defined method, insert, update, delete, and that is a we can take connection path connection path to store any folder to your drive in when exam time, so there is no problem. So we can use the application, that's the path get directory application dot executable path, and that we can bind that string variable is there, and that we can pass to your data source. So whenever your database or table is there, that getting that path. So that if you not understand that the previous all my series of demo 5 in previous demo is there, you can watch step by step. And that is a class file insert, update, delete, and that coding. So I explained all coding in this video. And also select data, we can also use this method in our data grid view. So now, and also in that employee coding, here that design that code file, and here some number of user defined method, like first we can include the that combo box is that department, and here we can put dynamically item of department name, then enable disable of the control, that true false we have to enable all, if pass true then all enable, otherwise it is here I just call in page load event, and also button that control, that user defined method we have to define. So clear screen is there, yes, and I explain all. And then data grid header, then data grid view, that is a method we can select, and then button. So we can take this sequence order. So here I just cut this method all and then taking above, so we can understand. So that both method in one by sequence. So here I put, so we can understand. So in this sequence we can call. Okay, so that is button control display enable. Only one method we have to take. You can take two method, many student. So here that not pass argument directly true, like I here take the static value true and false, and that also take two enable disable button event also. So just we have to pass b is a boolean, so that true, and if false then it is all false, and then two is a reverse case, save and cancel that uh, two button. So that is our requirement on off, so that time we can see. And also clear method is there, that data grid header, all we can provide our data grid view as column, that is 1D array. And that last video I terminate by some network issue, so 0 to 5 index I reached to that time explain last coding. And here after we can design the data grid view, that class object name that we can define in above here, our class log, and that object name our form employee and CS class, so that our master page is a employee master is that. So that form design and all is we can define very well. So simple designing also, some different design you have to take to your requirement. Okay, now this session we can start our add button coding. So you, if you not watch my previous video lecture, so you can watch, and that time I last my video lecture I complete this, and that network issues at the termination. So you can directly now I connected to this video lecture. So now data grid, that is a header, and then data we can call after insert, and that we can load in page load, we can call this method. So select star from EMP, that is our table name, and data grid view data source equal to DS. DS is a handler, and we can define the above, that is a here. So we can just only in this file we can take the system.data.oldb and taking only one class at above, but that is a class in that package or that name assembly, you can say that. Okay, so let us start our add button coding. So first we can define here one flag variable. So what is our logic? First I can display to your design. So that is our design, and initially we can run this page directly. Yes, first I can run. So what I can perform. So here not enable. So whenever we click add button, and here save and cancel is reverse order. We can pass in form load, that is a true, but that is a false because we can provide not operator, logical not operator. So that is a false. So here when click add button, that our goal is a one, here 101, there is any combination you can provide. So here we can take one ID of employee master table, and then add press, then all enable, and then just flag is one, and then we can save that all are clear. We can clear method call, and then our database that insert query file, and also that display in the data grid. So that flow is we can just press add button, that what happened. So first is a here one is ID is generated automatically, that our code, and then we can input all is enabled. Second step all is enabled, but that ID is not enabled, that text, so we can false in add button, and then we can save. Then time what happened? So that flow is a we can just save button press, then all previously that two button automatically, because we can save that after that all previous all button is enable, and that two button is false. So that is a sequence, and all are clear. And then third thing what happened, that after we can save, that data grid also display. So there are three things, that is a clear all the field. Okay, that is a first flow. Then our table one record is inserted, and that is third flow, that is displaying the data grid. So there are three things happen at same time. So now I can exit, and we can start our add button coding. Okay, and then save, and then cancel. So let us start. Yes, I just close, and I just press add button. So we can already disable in page load event. So exit we have to take last, but I can code that exit button in first. So I just above, so that is maintain our sequence. Add button coding we have to start. So we can take first one flag variable, that is our requirement. So here in global party, that after we can take integer, and that we can say that BT flag, and that initially 0. So that is our logic. So how it's 0? Because when that 0 is a means cancel, there is no require that flag variable. Cancel event is that record not take any insert or update position, that meaning flag, like. Okay, So now we can go in our add button coding. So that is a user defined method. In my previous video lecture I done. If you not watch, then I request you can watch, then you can understand this session is very well. So now first I take this bt flag first thing, that is our variable now in library. So that is appear is variable as integer and I assign 1. So that is when our save button there are two coding, flag is 1, then we can insert, and flag 2 that is can update, and flag 0 that time is a cancel. Okay, now what happened, we can first uh, this enable disable, that is our control event, and we can here pass true, so all control is enabled. Okay, then what happen, then we can add button that time we can add press that time or auto generate id is generated, so automatically id employee id is generated. So we can take the data set as our handler and assign to memory location, so that is data set. So let us data set, and then after we can handler and our class name, that is a we can take empcs. So we can define our class file in previous my video lecture. So here I can again show you this class file, and we can call this select method. So our select data that method and return the ds. So we can take the handler here, return the data set. Okay, and select, that is connection open, that connection string, and connection pass and queries we can pass to here, and that data adapter data set field method is assigned to data set, and then that is written, and we can take to in this coding. Okay, so here, so we can take this method, so emp class and select method is there, and we can select query right to here. I just above, so you can look better way. Yes, now select select just max, we can use maximum that our field, and that field id is a eid. So we can check if not that. So here we can also data explorer is there, and I just fix this. You can see here our access, and that yes, last is a data Honda underscore DB, that is our main database name, and then EMP master, that is our table, and EID. If you not watch my previous video lecture, we can in design time this table is also create, and EID is a primary key, and there are 6 fields: employee ID, employee name, gender, department, joining date, and hobbies. So that all is here. So we can give EID and max. So last maximum value is a return from our table name is a emp underscore master. So that is a table name. So we can just select our auto generate id, that is a add button directly. Some student take this auto generate coding in one method and then call, so that is not required, directly put in the add button. Which code you can put in the user defined method, which require again and again, that auto generate coding require only one time. We can press add button that only one time, there is no any other button required to this auto generate id. So add button is required to auto generate id. So that is I think sufficient. So there is no any require, and I here we can take one integer number variable, and that our field is a eid. So we can take x variable. So I think x we cannot take anywhere. If you use that, we can alert if any x variable used in previous your any code, that you cannot take that code. So here our id we cannot give id. Id is a some properties there, so we cannot give. So here we can take x, and then we can take this variable if condition, assign this variable. So data set, then table. Table is a data set is a collection of number of tables. So that is a member, and that index, so that is refer the first table, 0 index. Okay. So and then that member is rows. Rows is there. Yes, property is there. And then we can select our first 0 row and 0 column, and that two string. that is a method, and then equal method is there. So if there is no any data in table, that time that is a equal blank. So we can compare that is a blank. If yes, then our x variable we can take as a plus plus, like increment operator. Okay, so also you can give x equal to x plus 1, or you can directly just assign, because we cannot initialize 0, by default is 0. So here we can take also 1, there is no problem. And then in else part, we can take x. Then what happens when that is, if initialize 1, then next time we can take addition to the 1 of that number. So we can take here first x equal to ds, same line. So I just copy, not again type all the here I remove this, and here I copy this all these thing, and that up to here. Okay, so that after not blank in else part, first time that if condition is true, and then we can take over that. I just copy and paste and plus 1, but there is a error. Why? Because there is a here integer x, and that is a written in the cannot convert string to integer. So we can convert class use here. So convert to, the C is capital. Yes, convert to, yes, now is appear, convert in 32. Okay, and then within a bracket is all span, and then plus 1. So there is error is gone. Okay, so that is auto generate coding is now. And then after the that we have to pass as a our that require to addition. We can add one value. Okay, so that is a addition here. You can, and you can start like here 101. So that is 102, 103. That all you can start only one also. That is depend upon your requirement. And after that we can assign our text box txt text, and then we can assign our x. You can take like roll number of student form is there, we can take r variable, but here we cannot. Yes, that is one possibility. We can take e, so we can recognize e, 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 e variable we have to not use anywhere, so we can take e as an employee, but e is a something like argument value. So here, like you see, we cannot give the e. So that is, I also show you that event argument for e. Okay, so also we can not take, and eid is already there, our field name, so that is also known. So x is a proper way, not give any other change required. So I just give the idea what happened in this thing. So now x and dot, that is a x is integer, and here we can assign to text, so that is not converting implicit, here giving the error. Okay, so what we can do, and that is to string directly, that is a C# and Java, all is a object, and taking directly method of that object. So x is a not simple integer, but that is also object, so directly to string method is there. And now we can disable that enable property, and we can false, because we cannot entry ourselves, that is assigned to automatically when we can press add button. Okay, and then we can focus in second field, that is a txt ename dot enable equal no focus, that is we can use one method, that is focus. So directly cursor blink after add button press, that is 3 line is required. Okay, so that is a simple logic. I just revised simple logic. So flag equal to 1, then all control enable disable we can pass through. So all enable, because we can page load in here. You can see for page load we can initially give the false, so that all are false. I can show you. So and button true. So save and cancel is a false. Okay, and then that is a requiring search, that not required to here. So now that our add button coding is ready. Yes, so let us check first, and then if any error is there, so we can change that. Sometime taking error, there is also a possibility, but do not worry, we can solve all error. That is also a possibility. So error is also a possibility and our solution is also a possibility. Both are one way. Okay, so that is initially we cannot take any control to ourselves. Yes, and that save and cancel, that is flow is a perfectly. When what happen, we can add that is all enable and one is here. Let us check. So I just press yes, some error is there. Yes, no problem. So input string in not correct format. Okay, so that is some problem. What problem? I just break and see here. So there is a what? Yes, I just first debug stop and shift F5 key. So that is stopping the debugging, and here that take the error. Okay, so we can assign here initially there is a no problem. That is yes, that equal to like select maximum from. Yes, that is okay. Coding is ready. Data set, yes, memory location is there, and then we can compare to like our database is there. So there is no any error is, but what happened? If equal to 0, we cannot require here blank, I think. Let us check, and x equal to 1, yes, and then else part is go, and we can take here 1 and then text to string, that is all is okay. So I just save, yes, any no change. We can take our class file if any problem. Let us take here our connection string is okay, yes. So that method is called, that time we can, okay, yes, database is there, then connection, here close and then open. Yes, there is no any problem. So that is possibility sometime in auto generate number taking the error message. So from student, yes, there is a when we can take in student form. I testing this coding, so let us check. I just again run. Yes, that yes, now is okay. So there is a sometime problem creating. So here there is no any error. So now there are two happen things. So when you can check first time, sometime taking error. So that is we can say that first time initially give some error, but we can solve that. So there is no any error. Now is okay. So we cannot change anything, but that is taking some error. In blank, we have to provide equal to blank. So just double quote we have to provide. That is one change, and that is needed. So that is you can alert. Okay, so that is our start. Now we can what happen? We give all value, fill up like name, gender, department, select our department is ready. Now we can assign in form load event, and our date DT picker, that is calendar is open. Okay, so date time picker control, ready-made is control. In ASP.NET there are web technology that control we can define by calendar, but here is a date time picker control is there, so we cannot require any directly. You can here link is there, so you can go in previous and to date there is a automatically selected. So and that hobby you can also, I in my previous videos lecture say you can check box list control also use here. Single checkbox list is there, single checkbox is there, you can checkbox list also use. Okay, now what happen when we can press add button, that is okay, and now we can press, so that save and cancel button is on, so that we can also in the add button, because that is a now off. So I just exit directly close, and one method we have to call in add button coding, and that our code file is where, yes, here is that last. Okay, so after we can take all this complete, and then here our uh, bt enable, that our method is okay, and that we can pass save and cancel to true. So here we can pass the false. So that is a flow. Okay, so after this focus is appear, that time we can false, add or all button are false, but save and cancel is reverse order, so that we can false pass, that is on. So that is our logic. Now I save. So first okay, okay button, or we can say that add button, that is a add, not okay. So yes, add button code is ready, and now we can go in our save button coding. So I take the designing. Yes, now our designing and save button coding is start. Okay, one. Yes, I maintain the order of button, and then I just cut and paste to exactly add. You can just technique apply to your sequence, so that is a benefit. I just write this exit button first, so that is appear. I just go down in below. Okay, now we can take some string variable. Why? Because we can take string radio button and checkbox value. So all code in one. So we cannot take redundancy. So we can that save button using two times. Save means insert and then update. So both coding in the save button. Okay. So now we can set first uh, taking the radio button value. So RB, that ID is RBM, and then if check, that is a boolean value return. So we can take in the if condition, and then S1 equal to RBM dot text, okay? And then else part can take like RB female dot text. So our radio button value is ready. Okay, and also here that is providing not assigned, so that just blank, so that error is here some blue line that never assigned to any variable or not used that time. So here we can take the checkbox value. So chk1, that is our checkbox value, and also check property is there, checkbox and radio button both. And so after my completion, I can improve some part, because we can take initially single checkbox, and we can use testing on the checkbox list control. Okay. Now here we can use the two s2 string variable and chk1 dot text, same logic, but we provide separation, so we can split using, we can select in data grid view, that time we can use split function. So split is inbuilt function. Okay. Now I just copy this and paste two times, because there are three checkbox in our coding. So here is required to change two, and here also two, and here plus equal to. So concatenation, that is a compound assignment operator. I think you know very well, because you can senior student TY or BCF 5 or 6M. So let us here, or any other university, you can watch my video lecture also, possibility there university in some different semester that in taking project in last semester only. So now our checkbox value is ready. Yes, and then no any other require, directly we can start if condition. If bt flag, that is our logic, equal to 1, we can press add, that time we taking 1. So if 1, then we can start our coding, and we can use to our insert method, and that is a handler is a bool. So we can take one bool value, and that answer we can define that a bool value. Here I just show you. So here our first that method is that, yes, that is a insert, update and delete. All three operation we can use this method in class log. So that time that is return true false. So we can take this boolean variable, and here. So yes, now we can take and that class object. So we can directly emp cs class, and then insert, update, delete, that method we have to call. And here we can provide the insert query. So what is the insert query? In if you know Oracle very well, then insert into then table name emp underscore master, insert into emp master and values, and then parentheses. Okay. So Now what if string field, that time you cannot give single quote, but numeric field, that time you cannot provide single quote, but here first is a employee ID, so not require single quote. That is a rules, double quote and plus sign, and that our text box txt eid dot text. Okay. Then comma operator, single quote, because employee name is a string field, so you can take single quote, both give same time, single quote, double quote and plus sign, and then your control id txt, that is a search, so that text box e name text, okay, that is text, and next comma, then third is a gender, we can already taking in s1, so I just here I close this data explorer so you can watch better when. Okay, single quote, then double quote, and then plus sign, and here we can take s1, so that is our radio button value, gender male female, and next fourth is a our, I think, department, so we can take directly combo box value, so here requires single quote, double quote and plus sign, and that is a combo, that department dot text also valid, and selected value, selected item dot to string, also you can use selected item dot to string. Okay, that is also possibility. And now we can take mm, date, so that is just require single quote, double quote and plus sign, and date we have to take, that is a dt, time picker is there, and that we can take value. Okay, so value is there, and yes, that is a value is there, we can require, I think, two string. Okay, and two we can give the two short, that method is there, two short date, so otherwise it is taking all time is combined, so we can just taking the date only, so here date time picker value dot two short date, and then that is our right last field. Yes, no hobby is there, last is a hobby, so we can again single quote, double quote and plus sign, and that hobby is stored in s2 variable. Okay, so now our query is ready. Let us check. Yes, I here change all checkbox one, yes, and we can copy, be alert, when we can copy that code we can check all code. Yes, here is remaining, so we can take after error, so here we can change 3, and after this there is no required to concatenation any blank page, because that is last checkbox. Okay, so whenever we copy, that time be alert, so here remaining the change, so checkbox one I again check chk1 text, and one blank is yes, and plus equal to here, yes, here also plus equal to here 2 2, here 3 3, yes, now is okay. Okay, now we can give some here if answer equal directly if condition, and we can give message box and dot show. Some student here give, are you sure to insert this record, but that is not required. If you give no any problem, but there is no require, because there is insert, so when we can press save button, that time you can show it insert. Delete time you can give that type of message, are you sure, do you want to delete this record, but insert time you can give not proper, but if you give no any problem, but in your requirement, in your guide suggestion. Okay, here I give just message insert record to employee master, or just employee table, employee master. Okay, so insert record into employee master. Message is so long, so just we can give employee insert record into employee table, and that successful. Okay. Yes, and else part we can first try copy, if not then answer is a not boolean value, it means false, else part. So error, I just here write error in error insert record into employee table, just successfully verified. Okay, so that is stable. Okay, now that is ready. And after what happened? If we insert record, that time what happened? So that we can define in our this session. So that is a flow. If record is insert successfully, so first we can clear the record. That is our clear method call. And then again all control disable. That is our requirement. So here we can pass the false. That is our second step. Then we can take the call the grid. So that is a possibility. So here we can call data grid. Yes, that is I think our method is possible. And then after our BT flag, that is our variable, and assign to further 0. So that is also possibility. So I think almost is ready. And also now remaining is a button that is we can on. So further I can BT that enable that method. We can pass here if save is pressed, save button is pressed. So we can here pass the true. So then again save and cancel button off. So let us check. So many things we can take here. And yes, now is ready. Okay, and also in a page load event, we can call this header because that header is remaining to that user defined method, that header grid. So we can also call in our page load event. So yeah, by taking error, not a value use. Okay, now we can use BT flag. Okay. So page load event here is there, and that we can first call data grid, yes, and then header, and first, yes, here that is header. So also we can call is this. Now I save. Let us check any error is there not, or save we can define. Okay, so yes, less than signs. Okay, so our grid, yes, here is there. Okay, we can define the above of the, yes, any record is not there, so taking the error. Yes, size is so long, set header. So EMP ID, EMP name, gender, department, joining date, and hobbies. So that is giving 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is a 6 field. Yes, ready. And then we can taking to here. So we can give the first header and then that we can change the sequence. Let us check that giving the error or any other things. Let us check. No, that is a index was out of range. Okay, non-negative and less than size of collection. So here it is, yes. Or there are 6 field is there, and here, okay, after we have to one record insert and then we have to call this method. So sometimes that is giving the error. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up to, yes, no, but there is a 6 field, so there is 5. That is all sequence is ready. There is no any error. ID, or employee name, gender, department, joining date, and hobbies. Yes, so by taking the error. Okay, initially we cannot take in grid view. After we can insert one record and then testing. So that is sometime giving the error. So I just comment line. Okay, and then let us check. First save, then we can focus after grid. So yes, now we can press add button. Yes, yes, our one is there, and now sequence is ready. Save and cancel is on. Okay, and now we can give a here RAM and mail and department. We have to select first purchase, then joining date. We can take current date, no problem, and then hobbies. We have to take all three hobbies and save. Okay. Yes, insert record employee table successfully. Okay. Yes, now after, yes. Okay, date time is not taking the single, that is a not was string. Yes, right. Single quote or not required. So here is giving the error text. Okay, first I stop, and here our clear method, that clear is not working. That value assigned to blank, that is not possible. Yes, that is not implicit typecasting. So here we can text is that ready. Yes, there is no problem. So why taking error? Okay, and we can check our table, that record insert into table or not. That is first check, and then we can take solve this error. So here our access, and then our table is there. Yes, now our record is ready, no any problem. So insert record is successfully, but clear is some difficulty, some clear that operation taking error. So here let us check all hobbies there or not. So our insert operation is perfectly, no any error, but clear method is some problem. So we can solve, no problem. Yes, I just close this table. Here is there. Save, because we can increase this column width, and I minimize and again go in this. So yes, here combo is ready, but date picker can take value, but value we can assign what value. So we can assign the current date, that is clear. We cannot, because that is a not text, so that is a giving the error. Okay, so I just save, and if you not take in clear date picker is because that is a calendar, and that is a taking current date is always there in place, so that we cannot require in clear operation there, because we can take the value that time, that is create the problem. Yes, I think that is we can assign also date time class is there, and two, and let us take date time, yes, date, yes, and I just control and time. Yes, and now method is there, and dot to, yes, to string method we can use this technique. Let us check what happened. Yes, what is there? Cannot convert. Okay, so that is a required typecasting. So here is value. We can here now give the text. So that is taking. Yes, now is, yes, error is gone. So we can assign the just two short date string, that is a way. Otherwise, you cannot take in the clear screening date, just comment line. So that is also a possibility, because that is a date picker time control. So we cannot clear like we can combo box like not clear, because all our member is gone. So we cannot take. Let us take what happened now. Yes, I again give 10. Now 2 is there. Yes, that is our perfectly work. And now I give the like any name like Krishna and female. Yes, and then department second. Now that current date is, and I give next, and hobby only first and last, and save. Yes, successfully. Okay, so that is clear, and that operation is clear. Okay, and now here we can take record, that is, and now cancel button, that too we can apply. Yes, I just close. So now is ready, that is taking error clear method. We can take uh, current now, so that is if any order is, we can take some date different, that take current date to string. Okay, so I just okay, so now we can start. First I check, yes, now is there. I share my laptop screen, some disturbance is there. So now is okay. Yes, so here we can, now we can open our grid view because in page load event. So let us take that is sometime giving error. So now is data is there and we can give this order to here. Let us check. Yes, I think okay. Let us check what happened. So yes, that most non-negative less than size of collection. So that is a break, and here is what happened. Yes, some size we have to decrease, otherwise that heading or I take this again sequence I can change and just put to stop the debugging. So here I can give this heading before the our calling of grid, and if that giving error, then we can check our grid that size what happened. Yes, so that is again giving error. So now I can okay. So now here is a some problem is there. So sometime we can give the header first and then call the grid view that taking the error. So we can give after because that record filling and then giving the reverse order. And also we can check our coding. So sometimes that is create the issue. So here our index is ready 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there is no problem. Let us check here that select star from EMP master and that assign DS, and yes, here is required because here we can assign the data set is a number of tables, so we can here assign to 0. So then and then that taking, so otherwise it is not taking. If data table use, there is no problem, but when we can use the data set, that time we can assign the index 0. So let us check that now is work or not. I just press F5 and we can, yes, now is ready. And if you not provide this heading, that automatically taking our table field heading. Let us check also that possibility. So I again just comment line in, and also let us check first that what error. If here we can take first heading before the that grid you call that data grid you, that two method is there. I show you that is user defined method, and we can create in our my previous video lecture. So here data grid you is there, and that header column that is a 1D array like, and index start with 0, and that is a data grid view. So if you not provide this heading, that is taking by the like in our table field, and here we can give the prefix EMP, and yes, so here we can give in two field EMP ID and EMP, then not taking because that is a long text. So you can let us check. I reverse order. So let us that display or not. We can testing. So first we can give header and then we can call the data grid. So that taking error, I think. Let us check if give error or not. Yes, so that is a giving the error. So be alert. We cannot take that time in our mind. We can first define the heading and then taking the data in data grid view. So that is I just break that is taking error. So I show you how it's possible. So we cannot here taking reverse order. So that in our mind we can set first header and then assign to grid view for stop debugging. So page web form is running mode, so we can stop debugging. And I just below this, and also now we can let us check I again. So that is now not giving error. So that is testing. Yes, EMP ID is there, EMP name and gender, department, joining date is that is not in two like line that heading because that is which we have to also increase, and hobbies. Okay. So that is okay. I just close here, and if we cannot provide this header, so what happened? I just comment line and I F5. What happened? Let us check. So that is our directly not give any error. Directly EID, e-name, gender, department, and that is here we can increase the size so that obvious. So let us take directly or also possible in column. Here our header part is there, and in last that data grid view grid view and one, and then column. Yes, we can, let us check. Okay, first check yes any properties there or not. So we can column count is there. Okay, width is there, so we can increase our last. Yes, column. Let us take the last and that width. Yes, width is there. So here we can provide the width. So that is also possible because our hobby not taking all size. We can increase manually, runtime manually. So that is not proper way. Here we can initialize 100 like that value. Let us check that sufficient value or not. Then testing and then show you yes that is 100 but not sufficient. Okay, so here our that first record that OB is a truncated because there are three OBs we can take in first record RAM. So I increase. Now let us directly double. So what happened? Width we can increase. Yes, so there is no change, that same. Yes, here we can take manually, that is not that width is assigned to that one. So that is not assigning to width. So yes, we can give 300 if any, but that not take our width. So that is automatically adjust. We can increase, but that not take. So yes, that is not increase. So that is we can manually in that runtime that possibility, but we can coding part that not effect. Okay, so yes, any other properties there? Let us check. No, there is a width is there. So that is a not. Okay, so width is a one, but that not effect. We can give it like here 400, but we can give first. Yes, let us check. I give in first that heading. So what happened? Yes, any give the range. Yes, no any effect. So we cannot take any. Okay, so there is no effect yet. So we can as it is used. So that is a by default that setup. So we cannot disturb that setup. So that is also testing, but that not work. So now our two coding is ready. Display and insert operation. So we can take two operation in our form. So add auto, we can take T, but here like add auto generate number, then save button, and now turn is a cancel button. So what happen if cancel is press user? So first that is a clear, that is a all are clear because cancel, and our button flag that is assigned to 0. Then our control if in between like insert and then cancel in between, so clear and all are disabled. So enable disable we can take just pass false, so all are false. And then we can press if cancel. So that time what happen upon button sequence, button flag, button enable, we can say that method. So we can pass here again uh, true. So save and cancel is false. Yes. So yes, and then clear is there, control and flag. There are only 4 line in cancel button. So let us check that what happened. Yes. So that grid view, we can so many testing. Here default heading is there. We can give our heading now. We can on this method. And I just add. So here 3 is appear and here give any name. So I give Ramesh and mail. And here I to reach and select like operation. But now I cannot save this record. I just cancel. So what happened? Yes, I cancel. The all are clear. Flag is 0. Then disable is all false and clear is there to happen. And our button sequence that save and cancel is a enable, false means disable, and are all are enable. So that is a sequence. So that is a cancel button. So we can up to this add, save and cancel. This sequence we have to maintain. And my next upcoming video lecture, we can first select this grid record, and that all record is display, and then we can take update, delete. So there are 3 operation. Here we can 3 operation take in this session, like add, auto generate number, save and cancel. Okay, exit button we have to already done. Now last turn we can select that record and update, delete, and then search we have to apply. So there is so long session, so you can tired. So I can now exit, and last I just on our header to taking by ourselves, not table field. I just this comment line in that. Yes, so that is a form load event. I just show you last time. So because there is session is so long. Yes, so that is our heading is now appear. So that is a heading, and it is a if I last testing, but if apply or not, I know not. I am not know what is happen. If that heading is a like you can look in the here that grid when we can run that time that not taking simple like not bold. So we can take one testing if there coding if possibility that we can taking the bold if there if exit. Yes, grid view, and then column like index we can 0, and then here we can check property if any there, so we can assign. If not, so there is no possibility. Yes, so there is a no, I can check, but there is no possible, so I just remaining as it is. Size is there. Yes, size is there. Font, yes, flows is there. Font size, yes, that or site font, that not properties. Or if header, yes, let us check header text, but if possibility bold, that any supported. So no, I think not. Some no, I can check and then apply if possibility. So I just time consuming. So in this session, we can complete our T operation: auto generate number, save button means insert operation, auto generate number, and then cancel, and also grid view. We can take that is user defined method, but we can take sequence. So I hope you enjoy this session, and you can watch as first flush screen, welcome screen, then user login form coding, then MDI form design, then master employee form design, and then uh, that after you can take the designing all this and then take user define and class file, and then this fifth video lecture you have to attend. So I hope you can understand and enjoy this session. So subscribe my channel Ashok Sijalagani, press the bell icon to never miss any update. Thanks for your watching. So Hare Krishna.